All right, let's get started. So when you're ready, you can sit down comfortably. Remember, sometimes sitting up on something makes it easier on the legs and the hips to be able to sit. So today I just have my yoga pillow. If you have a pillow or your block, that's fine too. And then just cross out the legs, give yourself a moment to kind of ground, get comfortable. So that way then, just like when we're laying down, we can just take a deep breath and really just let go. So soften your eyes, relax your shoulders, your belly a little tuck in. Shift away. Shift away from being anything more than what feels good. There's no right way to sit here, no better way to sit here. So let the ground support you as you root in. Let that breath give you space. Every breath in. Let the muscles on your face relax. Feel that release, the shoulders, the arms. A little belly tuck, just enough to keep the head up high and to open up from that center. Another deep breath. Turn the palms open if you haven't. Take another breath as you stretch out those fingers, spreading out. And from there, just take a nice inhale as we bring those hands to our center. And just as we connect our thumbs into the heart, just take a deep breath. Send out a little bit of your energy, your thoughts to someone you would like to. Today's a big day for a lot of people. School started for the other school boards. See a lot of anxious young ones, older ones, and of course parents. So just a little energy, calming, relaxing into this world. Because we're part of it. And then as you're ready, just let those hands kind of fold into each other and down to our lap area. Relax the shoulders again. And let's give them just a little bit of a roll back. So just lift and roll the shoulders. Maybe the arms open up again, lay on the legs, whatever's easy. Roll those shoulders. And as they go back and down the next time, pause there. Bring the belly back into the body, and then let's bring our chin towards our chest. Encouraging the head to come away from the tops of our shoulders. We're going to have a little movement. And again, drawing the belly in just enough to help sit us tall, supporting the body here. The shoulders are back just enough to feel that opening. No squeezing. Don't close the shoulder blades behind you. Now, the next time you draw your right ear to your right shoulder, pause, kind of lift your chin so you can look forward. Bringing that hand up. So we'll lay across towards that opposite ear. Try your best to not pull. Again, the belly comes in. Notice, are you kind of laying into your lap? Can you bring yourself back a little bit? And then just stretching that left arm out to the sides. Kind of heavy here. Maybe it's completely relaxed down. A little rotation of the thumb kind of pointing towards the ceiling. It's going to help add that little extra. Now, lift the weight of your arm. Turn your chin, your cheek. So you're looking down kind of at your armpit. And then tuck your nose. And lay your hand now again onto the back of the head. And again, don't pull. Notice your breath because that's where you're at. So if you can't breathe and feel that flow, then your energy's not flowing. So Palm out a little bit. Maybe take some of the weight of the arm off of that head. As you're ready, take your time. We'll release the arm. Gently just bring that chin softly towards your chest. Let the hands relax back onto the knees. A little relax there. And then just lift the head and roll softly the shoulders back. Of course, taking an extra good breath just to help notice and clear some of that space we just created. So we want to notice that change, shoulders back, chin to the chest again. Feel your shoulders down away from your ears. Such an important part. Let's add just a little movement. Kind of loosening everything up. Other side as you're ready. Don't rush yourself there. Relax the shoulders back. Bring your weight onto those sitting bones, and then opposite hand comes up. Maybe you're choosing to leave that arm out of the stretch. That's okay too. Just bring your right arm out to the side a little bit. Bump up. Again, dropping the shoulders back and away. Deep breath. Feel the breath moving all the way through that space. Let's lift the arm, turn the cheek, the chin in, dip the nose down just a little bit, lay the hand on the back of the head again. We might notice a completely big difference from this side to the other side. No judgment. Awareness is wonderful. With another breath, we feel. And again, take your time, release the arm. Slowly draw the chin back to the center. Gentle, lift and roll those shoulders, lifting the head back in. Of course, a good breath to get that moving again. And then when you're ready, root the shoulders down. Pull the belly in, bring your weight onto your sitting bones. Make sure you're not falling forward. From there, let's stretch it up. So deep breath. Feel your ribs from your hips. Lift and take a look. Now, once again, we're going to lace the fingers, bring the chin towards the chest, lay the hands on the back of the head, and drop those elbows. The rib cage goes in, the shoulders go back and down. Don't pull, deep breath. And let's go back where we came from. So with a nice big inhale, reach the arms up, take a look, stretch the ribs from the hips. Now this time, let's reach for the opposite elbows. Once you're there, relax the shoulders down from the ears again. Inhale, take a look up. Don't worry about finding your arms. And then we're just going to lean it over to the side. Push your ribs out. Reach with that elbow. You're maybe using your opposite arm to give it a little bit of a draw over. Make sure those shoulders stay relaxed. Tuck your belly. Find your weight on your sit. Look up, stretch up, and other side. Pressing out through the ribs. Draw that arm over a little bit. Deep breath up. Now let's reach those arms again. Stretch it and then relax. Root those arms down. Give them a nice good roll back. And root again. So now check. We're feeling this foundation. Let's go further. Deep breath, stretching it up. Now just take your left hand, reach for that right elbow. Relax those shoulders. Let's start to stretch it over. Now this time, bring your cheek towards that arm, inside of that arm. Pull those bellies in, reaching over. Deep breath, stretch up. Both arms lengthen. Make sure those shoulders relax. Let's go the other side. So reach across for that elbow, stretch it over. Pull the ribs in, so that way then we can push them out to the side. And by looking up, it's going to make sure we don't come forward. Wait for the breath. Come up to that center. And again, let's relax that down. Roll it back. Root into those sitting bones. Keep that sensation. One last time, stretching it up. This time, let's bring that left arm down and just reach over. Now use that support, but you're going to go a little further as you stretch and look up, pushing with that hand, almost bringing that press to that rib cage. Let's go to the center. Ribs, not the shoulders. Let's do the other one. Over. Try not to lose that connection with both sitting bones into the ground. The block as we lengthen over, deep breath. And once again, back to our center. Take the time, let's roll the shoulders, bring them down if you went into the center. All good. As those shoulders relax back, when you're ready, if you've been sitting up on a block, we're going to remove that out of the way. And then, of course, bring those legs forward. So after all that time, they might be a little stiff, so we're going to give them a little bit of a shake out, loosening up hips and the knees and everything else. Now from here, we're going to go in a little bit more of that connection. So let's bring our thighs together, give them a little squeeze inwards, and then give just a little more of a push out of your heels. And let that bring your knees up just a touch from the mat. Once you're ready, then again, squeeze your thighs, push out of your heels. Try to pull your belly in so you sit up just a little taller. Maybe you're holding on to those legs to help. One more breath and bring that chest forward just a touch. And then from there, let's slide forward, reaching towards those legs. Now, once we feel like we've stopped, you're going to pause. Again, relax the shoulders. Don't worry about where you got to. And we're going to almost push down with one knee. And then we're going to switch. Push it down. And then switch. Not a big movement because you probably didn't give yourself too much space between your knees and the mat. But it's almost like when you're standing or like when you're in your downward dog. Push out of those legs. Push. Press those knees. Tuck your belly. As you get to your center, relax the legs and the belly still tucked. That way we let that support. We're going to come up, roll the shoulders back, maybe relax your legs with a little movement. We're going to go into a reverse plank. This one's a good power pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our legs together, but instead of pushing out of our heels, we're going to push out of our toes. So point those toes, but try to keep them together. Let's bring those arms back. So just to start off, our fingers are going to point to the sides and our thumbs are going to point to the bone. So that way then as we lean back, we can bend the elbows, point your toes, squeeze your thighs, and lift your chest just a little. Deep breath. What are you noticing? Shoulders, chest here. One more breath in that. Relax the arms. Push out of the heels, lift the knees. Let's reach forward. Stretch. Let the arms relax. And again, pedal those knees up and down. Push, reach. Now, if you're interested in taking that pose a little further, ground the legs, tuck your belly, rising up, shake them out, point your toes, roll your thighs, arms go back again. This time, turning the fingers all the way in so that they're pointing towards the thumbs, lean back, heels down, bend your elbows. People always tend to straighten, and now all the pressure's on your wrists. So we can bend the elbows, we're gonna feel those biceps, those strong arm support. So our thighs are squeezing. We're going to point from those toes, lean back. And then if you want to add extra, push into those hands, start to lift the bum. Point your toes, squeeze those hips, pushing up, look up. And then nice and slow, lower those hips, just like before. Push out of your heels, bend your knees, and reach. Let it press the knees down as you're ready, up and down. Maybe you're starting to feel comfortable to go with both at the same time, a little press. Don't aggravate behind your knees. Relax, belly tucked, and that support brings us up again. Roll the shoulders back. We're going to get one more of those in. So thighs squeeze, point your toes, bring your arms back. Turn your fingers in. Try to tuck them under your shoulders. So take a little look. Are you kind of squeezing in there? Getting those shoulders to stretch and strengthen. Bend your elbows, squeeze your thighs. Maybe you know this is good for you today. Be kind. Maybe you're interested in having that little extra, pushing out from those toes, squeeze into those thighs, press those hips high, lift and drop the head back. And again, squeezing in as you draw up. But this time, bring your knees up. And then just drop the chest on top. Let the arms draw forward. Deep breath here. Maybe your chin tucks in. Take a moment. When you are ready, let's bring those legs back and around. So with your hands close to the top of your mat there, just give yourself a moment. Of course, little wiggles always work. Spread your fingers while you're getting that opening. Rooting those elbows, right? Most important part. The eyes of the elbows or the creases are facing inwards. Curl your toes. Let's find that downward dog. Pushing those heels out, just like we were doing in that seated pose. Getting that stretch here. Let's add that modified flow. So bringing your feet together, your knees as well, shift forward to your plank. Bring your knees down, squeezing in, flatten your feet, and keep squeezing those heels. So as those legs are still squeezing, now start to do the same. Shoulders, elbows, lower to the belly. With all of that still squeezing, then we're going to lift the chest. And we try our best in our low cobra to not use our arms. Lower back down. And then squeeze in again so that we come up a little flatter like a board. Spread your fingers if you shifted that. Then lift those hips again, pushing back, downward dog. Just a nice vinyasa flow there. Good way of just kind of checking in on our whole body. From here, let's find our way towards the top of the mat. So a nice little walk up. Grounding those feet under with the toes straight forward. Let's lower. Bringing our weight deliberately a little more towards our heels. Soften our knees. Then you come up halfway. Just like when we're on the ground, can we feel a little bit of the inner thighs, just like our shoulders are kind of squeezing onto our back. Put a belly button up. Now with all of that, let's lower again. We have those inner thighs, we have those shoulders back, the belly tucked. Drop your head. Then bend your knees. Let's go up to the sky. Inhale, stretching up tall. And again, we still feel that sensation of the block between our thighs. So we feel the connection of the legs. Let the arms relax down. And then we're going to relax the whole body. So relax it away, shift it, whatever makes you kind of get away from that really, really controlled stillness. Because now we're going to go into a nice star pose. So what's nice is you're going to find the outer thigh working here for you. Recognize if you start feeling it inside. So as you spread out from your toes, we're going to see about getting that connection. So let's bring the foot on our right side just a little wider, shift your weight over. Now just bring that left leg out to the side. And instead of letting your toes go further, can you bring your heel? See how it kept your hip forward? Instead of your hip opening back, forward, because we're going to lift with that ankle. So when you're ready, take a deep breath, make sure you're not locked in your knee. And as you go to start to lift that leg, we're going to start to lift those arms. So reaching out, start to lift with that ankle, lift up with those arms, pushing your hips forward, pull your ribs in. Deep breath, reach up, shine like the star that you are, stretch. And nice and slow. Roots. You know what they say, falling stars or shooting stars are good luck. So if you were a little bit more of a shooting star than a stationary one, that's okay. Just shine. Take your time, ground down. There's a lot happening here, not only strength, there's a lot of stretch. So as we connect just a little bit more onto that left side, squeeze in, pull that belly in, take the leg a little to the side. Then you find that drishti, that spot of focus. Notice your shoulders leaned over, bring yourself up.
With the belly in, let's go. Reach, live with that ankle stretching up. Push those hips forward. And then pull the ribs in, reach out, lift, ankle. And nice and slow. And lower. Grounding those feet down. Taking a moment, finding that center with those hips again. Check. It's amazing how much you don't know what your feet are doing until you start doing yoga and noticing, looking. So with that, a little bit of that imaginary squeeze at our thighs, we feel the legs wake up. That way then we can stretch up from there, lifting into that upward salute. Now as you got there, can you keep the ribs down, the shoulders just the same? Inhale, lengthen your torso. Keep that sensation as you start to fold. Push your weight towards those heels, lower down, let the head go. Maybe there's a little shake here. Let's relax a little more. Shake the head, shake the shoulders. Now find that inner connection. The thighs as we slide up, the belly up, the shoulders. Bend into those knees. Keep your weight in your heels. So you want to feel like your bones going behind you as you bring your hands down. If you're like me, you just turn to the front of your mat and then you walk back. Finding your way into your plank, let's pause. Check. Hands are nice and grounded, straight from those shoulders. Are your elbows turned in? Tuck your belly again. From here, we're going to go in a little bit deeper into our flow. So push forward on your tippy toes. Squeeze those thighs, those elbows, those shoulders, and lower. Flatten your feet. Keep those heels pointing up as we go forward, shoulders back. Thighs are still squeezing. Lift hips and shift back. Look as we give our legs that nice stretch. Of course, we can feel how much it is about our torso too. So don't forget, pull your ribs in. Push the ground away a little bit with those arms. With your breath, we're going to take our left leg up to the sky. So with that, push through the right. Take nice deep breath. Left leg goes up. Bring your knee into the chest and root it down. It lands short. Just pick it up. Move it there. Lower that back knee down. And again, any adjustments, get your front knee nice and safe on top of that ankle. This way our knee is going to be comfortable during this sequence. So we drop the back foot nice and flat. Now bring your foot to the side. So we're just going to heel toe, bringing the edge of our foot, maybe toe side there with the edge of our mat. Now you could use your block if you would like underneath that right hand on the ground. But when it comes down, take a look. Did that arm come straight down from that shoulder? That way then place your left hand onto your knee and let your hips fall towards that heel. Let them drop into that space. Oh, this is a huge hip opener here. So let's take a couple of breaths while we relax. Lori, switch your hands. Perfect. One of the bonuses of having your name on your screen, I can help from there. So now what we're going to do is add more. So let your left foot rotate so you come up onto your baby toe and your knee pressed away from you. Now try to avoid doing that. Try not to push with your left arm. Lift your chin and look up. Let your hips fall to that heel. Oh, deep breath, big stretch. Now, because yogis are crazy, we always add more and more and more. If you're thinking, I'm done, I'm at my more, I don't need anything else, stay here. If you're thinking, let's try it, take that left arm and bring it behind you and see if you can't convince that foot to come into that hand. Might need to take a look. Sometimes you even kind of lean back, search for it, and draw forward again. Sometimes yoga isn't pretty. That's okay. Take another breath. Lift the chest, drop those hips, breathe. Most important part, the breathing. Now we try not to slam that foot as we let it go. Hand onto our knee again. The foot and the knee come back so that that foot and that knee are connected together, flat on your mat. Let's make it nice and easy to get into our downward dog. So just simply bring your left hand down, curl your back toe, lift your bum, and let that leg go out to the side. So just kneel your left leg out to the side and back. Then take the time, correct that stance, feel that in those legs. Oh, big difference in those hips now. Relax those shoulders, tuck your belly, ground, bend your knees. From there, now we're ready. So push as you reach, getting your energy in both of those directions. Knee to the chest, let's get it where we can. Lower down into that back knee, careful. Foot roots. Take your time, what are you feeling already? Pause. Those hip flexors stretching out, take a look forward. So now, root that left hand so it's straight down from the shoulder. Don't forget your elbow, turn it by your thumb. So once you feel that, bring your hand to your knee. We're gonna bring our foot to the side. So just heel toe, baby toe at the edge of your mat. Pause. Look at your knee, turn your chest to that knee. Now to add a little more, you might drop your knee away from you. Yes, the hips are still falling towards that front heel. So you're getting this big stretch. Relax your shoulders. So we're active. We don't want to sink into that supported shoulder. Notice if you're kind of dumping into the neck. We just relax that neck earlier. Let's keep it long. So with that little bit of a lift of the chin, if you're interested, let's see what this side will offer. Bring your right arm back. Maybe seeing if you can't convince that foot to come up. Stay active, pushing the ground away, lifting from the sternum, hips falling towards that heel. Of course, we're breathing. Try to control, letting the foot down, hand to the knee, chest forward. Remember, just bring the foot and the knee so that they're nice and flat together. Hands come into your center, pause. Big stretch. Hands are under those shoulders, curl your toes. Push. Hips high. Wheel that leg wide and back. Take your time, stretch it out. Movement or stillness? Which one kind of made you perk up? If it was the stillness, go to your child's pose and embrace the fact that your body needs stillness in its life. If it was movement, then move by coming forward to your plank, lowering chaturanga, and shifting for upward dog. When we do what is right for our body, then it's the perfect thing to be doing. And rest is perfect. Movement is wonderful. It needs to be harmony together. So once again, as we found that center, let's shift forward, lower to your knees. Then we're gonna get down on our belly. So of course, maybe you wanna move back and then lower down, just so you stay on your mat. Whatever works as you get yourself there. And of course, a little shake of those hips just to loosen even more. So now with that grounding, lift up one leg and just give it a stretch out. Then do the same with the other. Lift the leg, stretch it out. Gives you the sensation of opening at your hips. And again, relax those shoulders. We're going to start with one at a time. So just bring your left arm back towards your leg. Push your hips to the mat as you bring your heel to your bum. This will hopefully allow you to stretch that quad before it wants to stretch or aggravate that knee. Your other hand could support your head here for a breath. And let's add our lift. So sweep that right arm forward. Tuck your belly as you lift your chin, just so you can look at your arm. And then when you're ready, pushing down with your straight leg. So your right leg is pressing down. Push that right leg in and lift. And lower. Careful. Let that leg go. Bring that arm forward. Shake out those hips. What showed up in that movement for you today? Other side. Reaching back, grabbing hold of that foot. Press the hips down and tuck that heel. Deep breath, quad. Left arm stretches forward. Take a look forward. Tuck that belly so that foot pushes in to open the shoulder, and then everything starts to lift up. And we attempt to slowly lower. Just like before, let that go. Give the hips and everything a little shake. Relax those shoulders. Now, if that felt like the right variation today, you know, the back, the knees, whatever your body's saying, then go back to that. If you're interested in going with both at the same time, let's try it out. So from there, we're nice and slow. One arm draws back, reaching to the foot, kind of at the ankle there. See about getting the other one as well. Roll the shoulders onto your back and see about relaxing the head down. So now thinking, just like we have been in a lot of our poses, that inner thigh squeeze. So press the hips towards the mat and squeeze like you got a block between your knees. And with that sensation, just start to let the feet push into those arms. You see about just lifting your chest, look forward, just the chest. Then let those legs release the chest down, bring your chin to your mat. Tuck your belly, push your hips to the ground. Now see if you can't encourage your arms to bring your legs in and point those toes up. Keep your chin down if you can. And then again, lower in, let go. Bring the arms forward, bring the legs back and shake it out. Let's bring it all together and back. Grabbing those legs, tucking our bellies, pretending that inner thigh squeeze. Pull the belly from the mat, look forward. Push the feet into the arms as you pull back. Start to reach those toes up towards the sky, pressing through. Push those hips down, pubic bone, and slowly lower. This time as you come down, bring the arms out to your side. Slide your left knee up beside you, and then look to the right. Of course, adjust the arms as it would feel better to support you. Deep breath. This pose is called break the back. So basically it's a nice good little inner thigh stretch, but what it does is it allows you to lay on your back without hopefully aggravating too much at the lumbar, because laying on your back is already a back bend. This is a nice way of kind of countering some of that pressure and getting a bonus of that stretch and that relax. When you're ready, take a nice good deep breath as the head to the center and that leg goes back out again. Any movement, of course, as you get that settling. And the other side. The right knee slides up beside you, turning to the other cheek and taking the time. Stretching out with those arms, maybe rooting them down. Nothing more to be than just relaxed. Let gravity do the job for you. You just need to breathe. And once again, turning to your center. Once you're ready from there, drawing that leg back out. And just like before, add a little shake. Loosen it up. From here, we're just going to simply roll over. Draw the arms in, roll over. Scooting onto the mat again, and then stretch out from there. Shoulders under the back, hips lengthened, relaxed, feet to do the same. In many forms of yoga, we never have our feet to the front of the mat, the front of the room. Quite often, you will lay the opposite way. What's nice about doing well Zoom is that it doesn't feel as if it's the wrong space. Let your energy go through the crown of your head. Let your body and your breath relax away. Wiggle your nose, fingers, toes. As we awaken ourselves to this moment, starting our day anew. Leaving the elbows on the ground, lift up the arm, roll the ribs. Feel that release throughout the forearms. Maybe spending a little extra time rolling into a fist, spreading it out. Giving just a little extra
extra love there. As you're ready, the right arm stretches up by the ear. Take another breath once you're there. Going calmly, maybe even drawing the knees in a little. Give yourself ground here. So again, as you're ready, you'll come up to a whole new day. The moments past are just that. And this is where we are, within the present, moving and being. With each moment as it arises. Not trying to meet it before it's here. Not trying to hang on to it when it's gone. Bringing the hands into the heart center. Taking another good deep breath, spreading out those fingers, finding that connection of energy in and around you. Thank you for sharing.